Possession of a firearm with an obliterated or scratched off serial number. Cell phone records place him at the scene from 1:59 a.m. Sunday morning to 1:30 p.m.
Thank you to my new subscriber. I'll find your name and I'll give you a shout out next time.
It may be time to change the protective playbook of
God bless you, Patriots, and thanks for watching.
We're getting the Secret Service where it needs to be, and I'm confident that we will achieve that because we don't have an alternative. Success?
If you haven't subscribed, please do.
We cannot have failures.
I keep you up on the news, the breaking news. Hit the bell too.
About funding, Director Rose said the Secret Service needs to look at what the protected methodology is. The agency needs to get
Let's pray for Donald Trump and his family that we don't have to do a third one like this.
That could put the United States in some sort of conflict where the Secret Service needs to have additional responsibility.
It's funny they give Joe Biden all the protection and Pamela all the protection. They don't have enough people for Donald,
FBI agents in North Carolina,
which
where
is
he's from,
baloney.
and in Hawaii, where he lives, are talking to his family, his friends, his colleagues. The FBI said that it did not appear anyone else was involved in his plans. Now, according to our producer in federal court today, Laura, Ralph was laughing. He was looking around while talking to his public defender. He told the judge he understands the charges, and I'm told that more charges are possible from the DOJ because these charges were enough for the government to quickly get in order to keep him in custody. We're told there are high-level discussions to add more charges. Again, these were the quickest charges to write up. The Secret Service director and also a rank-and-file agent I spoke to praising the agent that was there one hole ahead of former President Trump, who saw a muzzle of a gun sticking out of the bushes and really alerted them to the entire thing, Laura.
David, amazing. Thank you so much. Now, last time the initial excuse was the sloped roof. Remember that kept the Secret Service from seeing the
now
shooter?
it's not enough people.
Well, what was it this time?
The golf course is surrounded by shrubbery, so when somebody gets into the shrubbery, they're pretty much out of sight.
Oh, the old shrubbery. It's a darn landscaper's fault. Did they believe a potential assassin would sign in at the entrance gate and then stand in the middle of the green waiting for Trump to take out his putter? Well, thank God, as David just said, an agent spotted the barrel of the gun sticking out of the bushes. What if he hadn't? And then there was this admission. They don't have the manpower.
He's not the
Yeah, but they got the manpower to go to Disney. And they got the manpower to protect Obama, Clinton, Harris, and Biden.
Or told that golfing in the open is unsafe until and unless he wins the presidency.
I would imagine that the next time he comes to the golf course, there'll probably be a little bit more people around the perimeter.
Oh, how comforting. There'll be more people around him. Once again, Trump's life was in jeopardy because of a complete failure to secure the area surrounding him. So we have a lot of questions tonight. Joining us now, Chris Swecker, former FBI Assistant Director, and Frank Loveridge, former Secret Service Special Agent in charge.
Did you hear that the ones in Hollywood are saying that they didn't do a good enough job?
And you can see many photographers since have gotten similar video and photos through the
They're all trashing the shooter because he didn't get the... They're saying he's would-be. These people are evil.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So the way it works,
my advice for Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Bobby Kennedy is run hide until election's over. We wouldn't think anything different about it. We know what's going on. God bless and thank you for watching.
That should have been moving with him to make sure there's nothing on the other side of that fence or in the shrubbery. As well as that, he was there for 12 hours, according to the reports today. He may not have been in the shrubbery for 12 hours.
It's going to come out eventually. It's
why wasn't he detected?
Either Obama, or it's Clinton, or it's Biden doing all this. I have no proof, but I have a sneaky suspicion.
Director of the Secret Service, Ronald Rhodes, said about the protective methodologies of the Secret Service. Watch.
The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots at our agents. With reports of gunfire, the former president's close protection detail immediately evacuated the president to a safe location. The protective methodologies of the Secret Service were effective.
Thank God for the Secret Service. Wish I could say the same for the FBI.
It was an effective series of methodologies?
Yeah, every time the acting director
And DOJ,
goes
they're
on
useless.
and sort of lectures us about how effective their methodologies are, I think a lot of people get more and more skeptical. And I'll tell you why. In this case, it was one alert Secret Service agent that did the right thing and took the shot. But if this is not a resource problem, he said they had all the resources they needed out there. I don't think it's a resource problem. They can reprogram resources from investigations over to protection, because less than half of their budget is devoted towards protection. I think it's all about sort of catching up with
It's also devoted towards Disney.
that are much more proactive.
They have plenty to go to Disney
But he blamed it on lack of resources.
and wear men in costumes.
Agencies had to deal with lack of resources or not enough resources.
But they don't have
all the time.
resources
You
for
gotta prioritize your
an
resources
ex-president.
and put them where they're needed the most, especially if your core mission is protection. That's where your resources need to go.
Well, Frank, when you look at and I know this area well, I've been to this club a number of times. It seems to me that it's fairly obvious that if it's not a wall, it's going to have a porous perimeter.
That's why you use
And
night
it would seem, again, if you
night
cannot secure
goggles
the perimeter
and have a dog
where
or two
the
on the
former
property
president is,
sniffing.
it wasn't effective.
I'm not an
It's
FBI and I know more than they do.
fault or Trump's fault or his
And walk the
this
perimeter.
is a breakdown once again
More
of
than
the
once.
basic mission of the Secret Service. And in this press conference today, I'm just outraged by it. Like patting each other on the back, going, "Oh, you did this and we did this and he saw this." Well, thank God we did see the muzzle. But that guy should never gotten in those bushes.
True that.
Lori was 300 yards to follow.
And he was on the FBI radar.
And as the president progressed forward, he would have been even closer. The whole thing comes down to this. Did they treat this as an off-the-record movement? That's one of the things we do. We have off-the-record movements, impromptu movements, and we also have on-the-record movements. Off-the-record movements is when we don't tell anyone we're going there. But through predictive analysis, this individual could have easily thought Sunday afternoon, President Trump is going to be on the golf course. This should have been treated with all of the resources. They should have been out there, and we didn't have the right resources there. There was nobody on that perimeter walking around that would have spotted the assailant, and this never would have happened. We would have got him before he even got into the street line.
Well,
Especially 300 to 500
Chris,
yards away.
How many agents does Kamala Harris have with her? How many does Trump have with him? Maybe they're the same number. I mean,
Not even
is
close.
that relevant given their different movements? She doesn't seem to go out in as many crowds as he does, I don't think. Certainly doesn't golf. But
She doesn't do
those are
nothing
just
but start
basic questions.
trouble.
I don't believe we have the answers to those, and this is the second attempt on his life.
And hide in the basement like bomb.
Yeah, we'll never
Like
be given
Biden.
those numbers. They might give them to Congress in closed session. But, I'll say this. Again, it's not a resource issue. This is a methodology issue. This is a mindset, I think. It's a leadership issue. And that until we start looking at that, I'm not sure we're going to see a whole lot of change. I mean, I'd go after the FBI in the same manner. That it's a leadership issue, the issues that we dealt with at the Bureau. So I don't like criticizing federal agencies, but the mindset has to change. I mean, this is 2024, and things are very different than they were 20 years ago.
I mean, some nutbag guy is able to hide in bushes for 11 hours, bring a couple of backpacks, a long-range weapon, and he could have gotten a shot off. Like, oh, he didn't have the former president in his sights. That's supposed to make us feel better. I think, Frank, that doesn't make me feel. Frank, just one word. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, well,
that
the
he
first
didn't have
idiot
him
did.
exactly in his sights. And then he was chased off.
No, it does not. It does not, Laura. And the other thing you have to
They're running
remember, too,
scared
we
is what they're
have the
doing.
assets we needed there.
They
Do we
know
have a helicopter
if he gets
response?
in,
Do
Trump,
we have FLIR?
he's going to
for
blow the
looking
whistle
at
on
forensics
all
involved?
his.
We could have pointed this person out. Was there drones that were flying in the area that would have picked this person up? These are all the assets the President of the United States gets. I was on the President's detail. I felt very, very much in line with the fact that whatever I asked for, I was going to get. And President Trump.
What
needs
about
that.
just heat
There's more of a threat against
seeking
President Trump. We
helicopters
just had an individual on July 12th that was arrested.
and dogs?
In a Pakistani national with ties to Iran. And there's more threats coming out against President Trump as well.
Yeah.
And you know, we just have to address the threat.
We got to get answers to all these questions. Chris and Frank, really, really appreciate your input tonight. Thank you. And coming out, my angle
Thanks.
reveals the
Please
truth
subscribe.
about the Democrats.